everybody's like, oh, my makeup always looks the best right before I'm gonna hop in the shower or something like that. Or some people are even like, if I shower with my makeup on, it looks better. Why does my makeup always just sit into my skin so beautifully after like a really long couch nap? I just woke up from like a 2-hour nap and I was gonna go just straight to bed, wash off my makeup, go straight to bed. But I was like, it's 7:45. That is insane to do. Stay up a little bit longer. So here I am. And then I just look at my face and I'm just like, I've been out and about all day. Why do I have to nap? Do I have to apply my makeup and then nap and then look good? None of this has to do with anything in the video today. I just had to share that thought. That deep burning thought in my brain. Anywho. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Nick Webb. If I'm talking kind of lightly softly, it's because, again, I just woke up from the nap. And then 2, my husband's playing his game in the other room, and we're both equally trying to be quiet-ish for each other. Marriage! This is the Webb. I'm Nick Webb. Last week was my birthday. I turned 28. It was my golden birthday. I turned 28 on the 28th. Here's what's crazy. I turned 28 on the 28th, golden birthday. It was also a new moon in Pisces. I'm a Pisces. And like 8 planets aligned that day. I put on my Instagram caption that like I must be the chosen one, but I didn't say in it because I didn't think a lot of people I know would get the joke and would like understand that it's a joke. But what I wanted to say was maybe I should start a cult. Like if I have that much, like maybe I have ascended into the version that should start a cult. Yeah, my mom would not have thought that joke was funny at all, so I refrained. But I'm telling you guys. Anyways, I looked really hot on my birthday. Here it is.
Tell Jesus that the bitch is back.
I was in the 212 on the uptown, and nigga, you know what's up or don't you? Word of who made ya? I'm a rude bitch, nigga. What are you made of?
Iconic. Like, absolutely iconic. I looked so good. I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm not afraid to admit when I look good. And I looked good on my birthday. I'm officially 28. It was a great birthday. A lot of lessons. Lot of, I think this is the decision I need to make type of thing. The last video I did this kind of like chill chat vibes, and I really, really, really liked it, and it seemed like you guys really liked it, so I wanted to do it again. So tonight we have some peppermint tea in my mushroom mug that's in my little like crystal tea bag holder thing. And then my mom always taught me if you have tea at night, you need to have a little sweet treat. My mom, every night, hot bath, and then hot tea and a sweet treat. And she'll like watch her shows until she falls asleep. I don't do it as religiously as her, but she's onto something. She's onto something. So with my hot tea tonight, I'm doing strawberry mochi, a singular one, because I'm really full from lunch earlier. Not even dinner, lunch. And so I think just a singular mochi is all I need. That's the vibes for tonight. I think those are good vibes. Also, I didn't realize everything is pink. Pink is my favorite color. I saw something on TikTok where somebody was like, finding a safe man that loves you or something makes you like pink again. And I think the whole concept is you're safe enough to be in your femininity. I chose to proudly love pink way before I met my husband because I said nobody is going to tell me what I can and cannot like. So maybe that's true, or maybe you just need to get to a point in your life where you feel safe enough to be yourself, and if that requires being in a safe relationship, that's great. But I don't think correlation equals causation? No. I don't know the phrase. Again, I'm still waking up. Trader Joe's used to have a chocolate mochi. The day they discontinued that, I think I boycotted them for like a month because I was so upset. And then I just stopped buying mochi, period. But I decided to give the strawberry one a chance. It's good. It's not as good as the chocolate. I turned 28. I had a lot of harsh truth lessons leading up to my birthday that I really had to contemplate. My poor husband, I yapped his ear off about it. Just about things that had probably been burning lessons for a long time. I just didn't feel like I was in a position to see that. / maybe I could see it, but maybe I was not ready or wanting to see. And leading up to my birthday, I just kind of got to a point of like, I have to make some changes about things that I keep in my life. And I decided to either like pull away or cut things out or let go of some things. And when I tell you, like, instantly transformed my life. Like, my birthday was on Friday. And so, like, Friday and Saturday, I really put that into practice. Sunday, I was hungover. So, like, that didn't really count. I woke up Monday morning and just so much other stuff I had been really, like, working towards just seemed to be, like, falling into place. And again, it might all be coincidence, but I really feel like things can't come into your life until you let go of some things. And that can be anything, habits, people, ways of thinking, a number of stuff. But as I like bring all of that up, I just think about kind of my biggest frustration in life. Like if I think about people, if I think about my biggest issue with people, because here is the God honest truth. I am previously in my life, I struggled as a crippling people pleaser that then turned into a crippling victimhood person, meaning I'm the victim, I'm the victim, I'm the victim. And thank God I'm not that anymore. I've talked a lot about just like on different, like, I think just like on my TikTok and stuff, people pleasing, I think to its core is manipulation. Subconsciously, a lot of people pleasers, I don't think realize, otherwise, like, that would send us into a spiral because, again, we're afraid of being so wrong and bad. And then if we were to find out, like, oh, this is kind of manipulative, that would just send us crashing and burning. But I look back and I think about the concept. Somebody else had said it and it like really resonated with me, where I was just like, because I stopped people pleasing when I realized I'm very unhappy. The people are pleased, but I am not. And I separated myself from kind of a lot of people. And then I kind of, as I continued to people please other people and just realized I was never being fulfilled, I was like, what is the point? I'm so bitter. This doesn't seem beneficial to either party. If, okay, they are pleased in the moment, but I'm unhappy and then I become bitter at them, but it's not inherently their fault. You know what I mean? So, and so to an extent, I think people pleasing is manipulative because I've said this and explained it like this, because I think people pleasing to its core, when you're people pleasing, you say, oh, I just want everybody happy. But at least for me, my personal journey, I people pleased because I wanted to receive love. I thought the way to receive love from people was by making them happy. I struggled for a long time to understand that I was worthy of receiving love just as is, just as who I am, and that people were allowed to freely give me love or freely not give me love, and that was okay too. So when I was this crippling people pleaser, it was because I would, okay, somebody wants something from me. Maybe I'm too tired, maybe I don't want to. Regardless, I'm going to do it to make them happy so that they then love me more. And what that kind of is doing is an unspoken expectation and making the relationship I was having with these people, making it transactional, which I hate transactional relationships because I've dealt with them, but I did not realize by being a people pleaser, I was being transactional. By saying, I'm going to do this to make you happy so that you're happy, love me more, so that you can just keep loving me because that's all I want is just love. And then when people didn't do that because I was also people pleasing the wrong people and they just kind of were, taking advantage, I would get bitter and angry. And I'm just like, well, I gave you this. I gave you this, but you're not giving me what I want. But it's like they never promised to love me more from it. They never promised to be better people because I was kind to them. And that's where I feel like people pleasing can be a little bit manipulative. So I strayed and moved on and healed from being a chronic people pleaser to then moving into, through my healing journey, as I had been reflecting on my life and just different ways people had hurt me, I wanted to validate my pain and validate the things that were wrongly done to me. And that's not a wrong thing, but what it turned into, because it's a very slippery slope to start to, you should acknowledge when people hurt you. You should acknowledge when people have done wrong to you. But just like with anything, too much of something turns into not a good thing. And so I went to this journey of almost trying to like finally fight for me. But what it turned into was this deep desire. I wouldn't even say justice, but just I wanted to scream from the rooftops finally that I can admit these people hurt me and were wrong, because for so long I felt like I was just being walked all over, stepped on. I kept making excuses for people, blah, 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 blah. It's kind of connected to the people pleasing. It's also kind of connected to people in my life that were hurting me were very, very, very wrong for it. And so then I turned into this, just my wounds. I turned into my wounds, and I was like, I'm a victim. Where yes, in those instances, I was the victim. In those instances, those people were wrong for some of the things they did, but I wore it like a badge. Like, I'm recovering from the way these people hurt me. I'm a victim, which then caused me to hurt other people, because I either was harsh and rude and wrong and standoffish and walls up to people that didn't deserve it. I made people pay the price of what other people did. And honestly, like, if you've met somebody who's just like the chronic victim, dear God, they're annoying. And I did slip into that, like, looking back. And again, I'll fully admit it. Looking back, I'm just like, girl, you are not your wounds. Like, you can be wounded, but you are not your wounds. And I really made that my identity. And thankfully, I have found like good balance with it. And I wrote it in my blog. I wrote my birthday blog about finding balance and how to kind of just, in everything I try to navigate with life, I try to navigate in a balanced mindset where I don't want too much of anything, because too much of anything I believe is a bad thing, even too much good stuff. I think making one sole thing your identity is not a safe thing to do, because you are more than just one thing. Like I always say, we are a puzzle piece of our experiences, of people we've met, of things we've liked, of things we don't like. And I think we should always strive to be all the little parts of ourselves, because that creates us. You are not just one thing. And so with balance, so all of my people-pleasing recovery and my victimhood recovery, I've tried to find balance where even if somebody offends me now, I make space for my emotions. I can validate that maybe they were wrong, but then I move on. Like, I move on and I recognize they're also human. If they meant this in ill intention, regardless whether they meant to hurt me or not meant to hurt me, it is probably a product of their own wounds, which yes, they are responsible for their actions, but I can also, the duality of it, hold them accountable while also making space that they are human and probably navigating their own emotional journey. But that leads me into like just kind of the main thing I've been thinking of, and I've been kind of saying it to my husband a lot, is just like, I wish more people looked in the mirror. And I know that's a weird thing to say. I wish more people looked in the mirror. I don't mean quite literally. I personally love to look in the mirror. This is not in a vain way. I love to sit in the mirror and just like think about life, because I'm like looking at me and almost having a face-to-face conversation with myself of like, why do we feel this way? What do we want to change? What do we want to grow? And it also takes, like, it's really helped with my self-confidence to take a moment and really like look at myself and be like, okay, I'm seeing me without outside voices, without societal's expectations. It's just me looking at me. Man, I do like how I look without all the other noise and things like that. My husband hates that I have so many mirrors. I've had a mirror pointing at our bed many a times. Right now it's not currently pointing at our bed, but it is in our bedroom. And I know like some people are like, it's a portal, and if you have it facing your bed, the demons will come and get you. Personally, whatever's in the portal of my mirror, they're my friends, because I've had a great time with them every time I've been in that. Either I just have like a really good mirror, or I'm friends with the people and the things in my portal mirror. Never had issues with a mirror being pointed at my bed, and never had issues with me for hours sitting in front of my mirror and like contemplating life and myself and growth and things like that. I know some people might think I'm absolutely insane for that. Like, everybody has very strong opinions about mirrors. For me, I love them. I love a hall of mirrors. Throw me into the portal. Never let me return. Please. My husband's genuinely afraid. He's like, I think one day you're going to go into the mirror and never come out. Oh my God. But all that to say, I think more people should look in the mirror. And what I mean is, I need more people to self-reflect. I need more people to sit there and be like, I am like being a chronic victim. And that's annoying. I need more people to sit and reflect. And I know not everybody thinks the way I think, and I can't hold people to that standard, because I know I am my own individual with my own way of viewing life, thinking, processing, so I can't hold that standard to everybody. But dear God, I need more people to self-reflect. Like, sit here and think, am I being a good friend? Am I being a good partner? Is there some way I can improve as a person in my life? Am I in bad patterns, especially when like you're wanting to evolve in life, whether it's like through career and quite literally, or whether it's just you want to evolve as a person, or even if you're stuck in like a cycle or pattern and if you've ever had the thought, why does this keep happening to me? That means you're in a cycle/pattern. And usually the default common denominator of said cycle and said pattern is you attracting it. Whether you mean to or not, usually there's something like subconsciously in you. Like, if you keep attracting just like shitty partners, it's so maybe cliche to say, but like, we accept the love we think we deserve. But think about friends, like, because I feel like talking about relationships might be a little too heavy, but like, think about friends. Like, no, I'm going to talk about relationships, but I'll talk about myself. Before I met my husband, I was in this cycle of attracting men that were so intimidated by me. And I just really wanted to be loved, but I was in like my girl boss era. I've been in my girl boss era, and I do know that I'm a force to be reckoned with, and I will acknowledge it. And that's not ego or vain to say. I am a force to be reckoned with, but I kept attracting these men that liked the idea of like the girl boss, because it's almost like they want to, like, you know, like men love to hunt and catch the most beautiful animal and then slit its throat. It kind of was like that. Like, it was kind of like I was this beautiful deer running through the woods, and they wanted to capture the beautiful deer. And I'm thinking they wanted to acknowledge and admire me, but really they just wanted to say they captured me. And then then they would get with me, and then they would realize like, oh, she's really like in her girl boss era. And then they would just ghost me, dump me, hurt me, play me, whatever. And I'd be so confused, because I'm like, I know I'm a good I know I'm too good for them. Why do they all keep acting like this? And then I realized it's because like I knew that I was like in my girl boss era, but I genuinely did not think I was good enough to be with somebody that recognized it. Even when I got with my husband, getting with him terrified me, because he actually like when I tell everybody, I did not mean to get him. I did not mean to break the pattern or the cycle. He kind of forced it for me. I think I would have been stuck and trapped in that cycle forever, because getting with him, I was even confused. I was like, wow, this guy's actually like nice to me. Wow, this guy is actually very empowering, encouraging to me. Wow, this guy's not intimidated by me. And I was confused. I thought something was wrong, because I was like, he's encouraging all my dreams. In fact, he's wanting me to pursue them and chase them endlessly. Also, he's just empowering me every single day. Also, he lets me be myself and fully myself and not tries to control me. Weird. It was a weird time. I did not mean to break the pattern in the cycle. He did it for me. But being with him, I was able to self-reflect and realize the common denominator of these shitty people that kept coming into my life was me allowing shitty people to continue to come into my life. And when you think about friends and like, if you keep attracting bad friends, what in you, not that you're wrong for it, because again, people are wrong for treating you wrong. But at what point do you realize there is something in you that is allowing this behavior? And maybe this sounds harsh, and maybe I'm totally missing the mark. But like, as I just go throughout my life, even outside of dealing with people, with things coming into my life, I'm always thinking, what in me? What in me is allowing this, causing this, not allowing this, not causing it? Like, if I think a lot about like self-worth when it comes to my career, there are so many opportunities I have yet to get. And I wonder why. I know I'm good enough for it, but when I dig deep down, I don't know that I'm good enough for it. There's like one part of my brain that's like, yeah, you're good at what you do. But then there's whatever wound inside of me from my childhood that's like, I don't think so. I don't know. And so whenever things are not going my way, or when I'm hurt, or when I'm offended or something, I just take time to self-reflect of what in this situation do I need to heal something, address something, acknowledge something, change something, make space for something, let go of something? And I just don't think enough people do that. I think more people need to look in the mirror. I think more people in life need to sit and think, what about me needs to evolve, grow, and change? What about me allowed for me to be so defensive of this friend? Because like, let's talk jealousy for an example. And I will say this because I know anytime I've ever been jealous in my life, it has been my own insecurity. When I'm confident in myself and the times that I really know myself, if I see, like with my career, we'll say my career, if I see somebody that is excelling in the same career as me, when I am like truly fully believing in myself and confident in myself, I'm like, good for them. That's awesome for them. I'm not intimidated, offended, or jealous at all. I'm either like seeing it as inspiration, or I'm just like giving them their applause and their flowers. And then I just know that like, you know, one day I'll reach that because I know I deserve it. But I'm so glad they're getting their space and time now. But the times that I have been like insecure, not sure of myself, whatever, is when jealousy just comes out. Whenever I've like seen a really pretty girl and I've been like so jealous of her, it's because I've been insecure. Like that is just the truth. Like I know people will hate like, I'm not insecure or whatever. When jealousy comes out, there is an insecurity in you. That is how jealousy kind of manifests itself. And that's another form I've had to like look in the mirror and think like, why, when I'm jealous of somebody, I'm making my insecurity their problem. I think more people need to look in the mirror in life. I think I think we should always be looking in the mirror and thinking like, what in me? How can I evolve? What do I even taking stock of the things in your life of like, what is beneficial for me in this season and what isn't beneficial for me in this season? What pattern, say it's a friend that keeps hurting you. Oh, this friend's always hurting me. Why haven't I let them go? Like, yes, they're wrong for hurting me, but why haven't I taken the responsibility to not allow them in my life? And it's like, I think just so many of us just continue to go through life and become victims to life because we just don't take time to sit and look at ourselves and look at our life and kind of take inventory and stock of like, what's working, what's not working, what's a wound I need to heal, what's from my childhood, what's from last week, and just all these things. And granted, we will never, ever, ever, ever be perfect people. We will never be perfect people. We will always be evolving, growing. I know I've hurt people in the past unintentionally, maybe intentionally. I know that though I'm on this journey to just trying to always be a better person, I will unintentionally hurt people. I hope I don't intentionally hurt anybody unless they deserve it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'll never be perfect. And that's another hard thing to grasp because I was raised in an ideology that you had to strive for perfection. But we'll never be perfect, and we're not meant to be. We'll always grow. We will always evolve. We will always learn new things. I think we can always be better than we were the day before. But I believe that hopefully we're not as good as we are tomorrow. And life is ebbs and flows, and we'll go through things where maybe I'll regress into a version of myself I don't like, but thankfully I've learned the tools to get me out of it. But that's just like, it just ultimately to the core, I think no matter what happens in life, look in the mirror every once in a while. Look in the mirror, even if your life is going great. Look in the mirror and think, what about me can allow for myself to continue to enjoy this? What about me can evolve even though everything is going great? Can I be more giving? Can I be nicer even though I'm already nice? And just different things like that. Like, I don't know, this was just a long way of saying self-reflect. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. There's this like TikTok going around where I guess like scientifically or something, we were never meant to see our faces. But like reflections exist. Like we'll see ourselves in water. Like, I don't know how true that is. I've just been seeing a couple TikToks. I think that's so wrong. I think we were meant to see ourselves, but not necessarily in a physical sense. I think we have always been meant to spend more time with ourselves. Don't hermit. Don't hide away from the world. But I think we were meant, and I think society has caused us to spend less time with ourselves, and the inner reflecting and the inner dialogue and thoughts and processing and things like that. And also that's why you need a community, because as much as I can sit in the mirror and self-reflect and look at myself, the person who calls me out on my shit the most, when my camera overheats, that's when I know I've been yapping too much and my camera's trying to be like, shut the fuck up. So I will get my last thought out because my camera did have to take its government mandated 10-minute break, I guess, to cool down. So I'll end this quickly. Community is also really important because as much as I can sit in front of a mirror, and good community and wholesome and whatever, as much as I can sit in front of a mirror, literally and metaphorically, and self-reflect, I also have blind spots. I also don't know how most people are perceiving me. And the person who calls me out on my shit the most is my husband, because he's the person closest to me. He's around me all the time, things like that. And he's able to point out and be like, you're in a pattern here. And I do the same thing to him where I'm like, hey, this is a pattern. And it's because sometimes we don't realize. And that's why good community is also important. I think the self-reflecting and then allowing people in your life to point things out, whether harshly, if that's what you need to, or just kind of subtly. Like I've had friends that just kind of, hey, I noticed this about you. And they just kind of nonchalantly say it, whether they mean to or not. But then I'm just like, wow. I didn't know, like I didn't realize, is that a major problem in my life type of thing? Sometimes you need to look in the mirror and sometimes you need somebody to hold the mirror up to you, if that makes sense. This was a long video of saying, go sit in front of the mirror and contemplate your whole existence. No, I think more people need to self-reflect and think more about their actions, their lives, and the whys of the things that they do. That was my favorite phrase for a really long time. And then I'll shut up. I know I've said that. But my phrase for a really long time was like, why are people the way they are? That was like my favorite thing to say, is like, oh my gosh, why are people the way that they are? Why do people do the things that they do? Because why are you like this? Because there's always a why. I like to figure out the why of everything. That was this week's blab session. This week's tea and sweet treat session. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope anything made sense. I'm probably going to keep this up because I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying just yapping my deep inner thoughts. Anyways, make sure you check out my blog on my website. Make sure where there's more deep thoughts and thinkings and stuff. And then you can also follow me on social media. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video. And I will see you guys next time. Love you. Bye.